managing in a crisis?
Well, I think if you look at just what's gone on in the world, I mean, we're always either in a crisis, coming out of a crisis, going into a crisis. And probably I've been through a lot of that, and just because of the industries that I've been in, there's been a lot of change. Even if I go back into department stores, as I mentioned earlier, this consolidation and this downsizing and right-sizing. I said I worked for Federated Department Stores for 22 years, but in that time we had merger, bankruptcy, acquisition. In so many ways, while I was with the same company, I was really with a lot of different companies. So change is all around us, and I'm grateful for the leadership that I had in that time, because I think they spoke so much wisdom into me. I had an amazing mentor, Jim Zamberlin, and he really taught me about how do you get ahead of it. When it happens, it's going to happen, but how do you stay ahead of it? And when we think about the world we're in today, there's three things that really aggravate change. And you have to be a change leader today. I mean, there's just no question. And because there is always the crisis and the need to change, but it's really going to be about people. And as we have more people, more ideas. And as we just talked about, as the world gets more connected, that's even more ability for more ideas to have voice. So more people cause change. And when new people come into companies, they have new ideas. That causes change. When you think about technology that we've been talking about, that's huge relative to change. And again, as things become digital and connected, that's going to just accelerate what we see happening and the things that are at our fingertips, what's capable. I mean, as you hold that hand, that several years ago, this would be this huge, ginormous computer that, was probably so big that you couldn't even move it, and now you have all that power right there in your hand. And then finally, there's information. You've got ideas, you've got technology, and now you have ways for information to travel. But something that is so staggering to me is we haven't even tapped it. I was just reading this report that said that currently there's 5 million terabytes of information available on the internet. Okay, 5 million terabytes. If you step back from that and you think of Google, and how many of us ask Google questions all the time?
Right.
Google has only meta-tagged 200 terabytes.
Mm.
So we haven't even begun to tap access to all the information that's available, and as we continue to do so, that changes everything. It shifts our thinking, it changes our perspectives, the way we are. It's just this influx of new. So as a leader in that, you have to be the person that's guiding people through change. And with change, there's always fear, right? It's what we don't know that's going to happen. There's this uneasiness and really a call for courage to step into it. And it's also letting go, because we get really comfortable. Like, I don't know how many times you've changed your cell phone, but wasn't it kind of hard to let the old one go away and learn the new capabilities on the new one? And then once you do, it's great, but there's a mourning and there's a letting go. And so I think as leaders today, we have to be able to bring forward into change, and we have to eliminate fear the best that we can. And then we have to allow and recognize that people grieve what's lost. And that we have to know where people are in that process. Because it's just like anything else. I'm sad. Oh, I'm shocked that this has to change. You know what? I'm really angry about it. This can't possibly happen. I want the old way back. This is just not going to be this way. The whole fight and flee. And then there comes to a point of acceptance. And I think leaders in the world today, we have to be able to eliminate fear, instill courage, and we need to hold our hand out and recognize where people are in that process so that we can quickly bring them along to whatever's next.